When you think of Bristol, you're definitely going to think of this place. You're going to think of the Last Colosseum and a fantastic short track that's on the NASCAR schedule. We're here for the opening round of the Outsider Racing League Chase. Starting with round one, 8 drivers are going to be taking the field and getting ready to decide who's going to be this season's champion. I'm Finney Nakuna. I'm here with Zach Buchanan, who's filling in for Kyle. Kyle's out of town, so I'm going to be running the show tonight. But Zach, we got a fantastic race shaping up for tonight.
Yeah, we've got packed stands, over 150,000 people. I think it should be an interesting one to start the playoffs here.
Yeah, indeed. And we already got a few guys gone to the track. Not too many guys have put a lap time down. I think guys are waiting for the track to cool down just a little bit, maybe waiting for some rubber to get on the track. Clifton Cockrell's out there trying to put down a time right now. Brandon Bowers in the 31. He is leading the running as they go. And then Bailey Turner, Reggie Ortega, Elliot Butler, Chambliss rounding out your top 5 of the guys who have put down a time so far. Yeah, relatively long race for these guys tonight. I believe 250 or 225 laps. One of the two, I actually kind of forgot when I last checked it, but definitely over 200, so it's going to be a decently long race. And Zach, what do you have to do to manage yourself over such a long race?
It's definitely going to be managing traffic at a track like this. With so many cars and such a short track, it's a lot about managing the cars around you and trying to make the best of the space you.
Yeah, and as you can see, some drivers on the left-hand side on the ticker are highlighted in gold. Those are your chase drivers tonight. The chase drivers are from last week, after the decider last week. Alex Bell, Mark Emerson, Jeff Wright, Eli Hinton, Bailey Turner, Elliot Butler, Angelo Ronis, and Casey Lakatos. They're going to be rounding out your field. Those are the 8 drivers going for the Cup at the end of the season. And they're going to be the ones we're definitely going to keep our eye on, especially here. What a way to have an opening round at Bristol. Typically known more for its wrecks than the actual racing that goes around it. It's very easy to get caught up in a wreck here, and very hard to avoid a wreck due to how tight how hard it is to see what's happening in front of you, especially in the corners.
Yeah, drivers around here are going to have to be really careful about what they do. You don't want to end your playoff chances early at a track like this.
Yeah, here we're looking on Jeff Wright, who's put down his first time. Ooh, and just hits the wall off of turn 2. I don't think this lap is going to count because he made some contact with the wall. Any contact, you see him slowing down now. Jeff Wright's going to be stuck all the way back in 13th. And this man, I know, Zach, you haven't been around for the season, but I definitely think we should keep an eye on Jeff Wright. One of the only 4 drivers to have 2 wins so far to their name, the others being Mark Emerson, Alex Bell, and Alec Martinez. Alec Martinez, of course, not being in the playoffs, was just shy of qualifying for it last week, but he definitely has been probably one of the fastest guys all season in that 48, so we're going to keep an eye on him, especially as he's going to march through the field, as he's currently back in 15th, and I don't think we're going to have any more runners as we got 5 seconds left on the clock. So Brandon Bowers, in a surprise qualifying effort, he will be leading the field down to green.
I'm looking at Mark Emerson here. He didn't qualify too hot here either, so he's going to have to work his way up if he wants to keep his second place in the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely, and Mark Emerson was on fire at the beginning of the season. Got 2 wins very early on, but hasn't really been too hot as of late. He's kind of fallen a little bit off the pace, but has definitely been up there in the running and has been fairly consistent, so I think he's going to try to lean on that as this chase goes on. But guys are getting ready to grin down here. We're being led by a Ford Mustang. I believe Bowers and one other driver might be in a Mustang. Everyone else is in a Camaro or a Toyota. And speaking of Toyota, Eli Hinton, a little bit of bias, going to come here in that beautiful Grid Life 13 Toyota for Sim Motorsports. That scheme newly painted by Jordan Ashland. Shout out to Jordan for painting that for us. Did a fantastic job. Beautiful looking car, and nice to see it on the front row. And speaking of your grid, we'll go through your starting lineup here. So Brandon Bowers and Eli Hinton will be starting on the front row. Like I said, Ford Mustang in first, and then in second Eli Hinton. And as we go back to, and that's not going to work for me, so we're going to try that again. But yeah, as we wait for that to cycle through, Zach, who are some guys that have piqued your interest here so far?
I'm looking up here. I see Angelo Ronis sitting in third there. He looks like he's in a position to gain quite a few spots here in the playoff standings. Being in 7th out of the 8 here, I think he's looking for a good result.
Yeah, definitely. There's also been one of those guys that's kind of lurking around, but they see Joshua Banks in there. We'll let the rest of that roll through the screen as we get the final guys gridded up and ready to roll here for 220 laps. That was close, almost with 225 or 220 laps. These guys go green all the way, which I kind of highly doubt. Just for it being Bristol, it would be done in 53 minutes. So that's the funny thing about Bristol, is the fact that we do so many laps here, but they're so short that it really doesn't take that long. But again, I think we're going to expect cautions. And Zach, you want to do an over-under how many cautions we're going to get?
I'm going to guess at least 10 for Bristol.
Ooh, 10?
More than that.
Well, a race long like this, 20 laps is a long run. At
Hey, Andrew Talganoff's league admin's in the booth with us at the moment. Late edition, but yeah. Honestly, I think it's going to be probably about 5. I don't think we're going to get too many. I don't think there's enough cars to really have that many. If we had 10 cautions, I think we'll be out of cars to run. But I think we're going to have a relatively low amount of cautions. Hopefully these guys don't prove me wrong.
Oh, I mean, these guys are smart. They know what they're doing here, but I don't know, man. We're at Bristol. You can preach patience all you want, man, but we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, indeed. We'll see what happens here. We're going to get one more pace lap here at Bristol and get ready for the field of, I believe, 22 drivers, or 20-ish drivers, getting ready to roll off here.
All right, so who's calling the green here, boys? Zach?
I think I'm probably going to be calling it.
Yeah, you don't want to put me on the spot for something like that.
We miss an old DW, I tell you that.
Oh, you don't want to hear my DW impression.
All right, half a lap for the pace car to pull off 220 laps here at Bristol. A bunch of guys ready to go racing, get ready to go short track racing here with this newer package. That might be a little bit of an unknown for some of these guys with the more downforce that they got, and also a little bit of aero wash that might come into play here. But Brandon Bowers is going to come through the final corners. Pace car is going to pull off, and he's getting ready to go, and he's gone. Green flag out here at Bristol. And you can already see these guys trying to get sorted out. Eli Hinton trying to take trying to take the lead away early from Bowers. Here he comes to the inside, side by side for first.
Wow, he's already really pushing hard for that spot, but I think the top's going to win out here. I think with the higher downforce these cars produce, the top will be where to run out.
Oh yeah, definitely. There you can see Bowers immediately jump into the high lane, and Eli Hinton also going to fall in behind him, but you can see him still trying to use those fresh tires to advantage while he can to get a spot, but everyone else single filing out. I see Joshua Banks trying to move up some spots here. He's on the inside, one of the only few guys still on the inside.
Yeah, he's making slow progress here. I'm not sure the bottom will work too well on new tires, but maybe once the tires roll in, we'll be able to see some people try the bottom.
Yeah, you see still fighting for position there. Reggie Ortega on the outside, Elliott Butler also there on the outside, and everyone just kind of getting sorted out here, getting ready for the long haul. And back up to the front, I see Ronas in third place, and Austin Carpe also with a pretty decent run. Didn't mention he's the second Mustang I see out in the field, started in fourth, currently still running in fourth. I saw a few guys peel out the line. Still Banks stuck on that inside, and I'm just kind of getting a little bit worried because I feel like you're going to be wearing out your tires a lot more on that inside line compared to the outside, don't you think?
I think so. It's harder to run the top, but I think it's got less wear on tires just because it's that much faster and that much higher banks. So I think as the tires roll in a bit, it'll be quicker along the bottom at some points, but it will cost you more.
Yeah, look at the Sparks also dragging outside the back of Banks as he's side by side with Clifton Cockrell. They're fighting for 10th place. Both these guys not on the points. Also just noticing too that Banks is not on the ticker. Unfortunately, just is not showing up. But just know that 36, that blank spot, that's Joshua Banks here. Currently having a solid run. We've definitely seen him come up through the front of the field in the later parts of this race, so I think we expect to see him there if we get a caution. But so far, everything looking very clean and very organized so far. I see Bowers has now transitioned to the bottom line in the lead, I think taking advantage of that clean air.
Looking back at Bowers and Joshua trying to make the bottom work, it seems to be working pretty well for them. I guess they're trying to take advantage of the tires while they have them.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing too, because once these tires fall off, you're gonna, I think, see almost every single car, except unless you're really trying to make a pass, you're gonna see everyone transition to the outside. I don't think there's gonna be much mobility, but I see also behind, I believe, who is that? It's Bailey Turner in the 24 and 50. He's trying out that bottom lane, trying to see what he can do. I think he wants to move forward in that 24. Also want to mention happy birthday to Bailey Turner. He's feeling 22, and he told me to say that. I was not trying to make a Taylor Swift reference by myself. But yeah, so Bailey Turner, happy birthday to him. Hopefully he has a good run. Currently having a good run in 5th.
Looks like we've got a four-way battle here for 10th place here, still between Ortega, Banks, and Cockrell. They're really making a bunch of different lines work. And oh, we've got some contact between the 16 and the 36. It looks like it's sorting itself out. Nearly 3 wide behind.
Yeah, and behind them, Casey Lakatos on the inside, which was almost 3 wide there for a second. He's trying to move up some spots. He's been kind of the quiet guy for most of the season. Hasn't really made much noise, but is qualified for the playoffs here, and I think he definitely knows that he needs to be in a hurry as he's fighting with Cockrell now side by side. And you see Jeff Wright too. Wright hasn't moved up a lot of positions, and I think that's going to be the theme of tonight. I think I've definitely noticed it's very hard to pass around here.
Yeah, I think that's why we see guys trying so many different lines and trying to push so hard right now. Positions here will be so hard to gain that they've really got to make this time count.
Yeah, up in front, Ortega and Banks still fighting. Ooh, Banks almost hitting the wall there. He's really pushing that car to its limit. And you see Ortega, he gains time on him in the corner, and they end up side by side, but just loses all the momentum. And that's pretty much where you're seeing guys taking that high side. It's so easy to roll the momentum off the corner.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised Banks has been staying with the 2 and the 6 for so long. They've got so much speed out of the corners. I'm really surprised to see the 36 being able to keep the time that he has.
Yeah, well, he's a man. I definitely, if anywhere were to not give up, is definitely that 36. He's persistent, and it's paid out a lot for him over the course of the season. Again, just missing the playoffs due to some internet issues. Definitely should have some more wins, but we'll see. Is he's just going to be side by side with Ortega entering the corner? This is actually the highest he's been compared to Ortega. Can he clear him? Nope. Ortega's going to get the spot off the corner and back. Ooh, and contact between them. Oh,
that will be
Banks.
the first caution out here.
Yeah, and wow, almost goes back into the traffic, hits someone, but it's just going to be Banks spinning out. First caution of the night.
Looks like Cockrell got caught up in that. Just a bit of contact from the 2, so we'll see what kind of damage we get.
Yeah, let's go take a look at the replay to see what happened there. And here's a look at the replay there. You see these guys fighting off the corner. And then, yeah, I think Ortega gets loose a little bit, comes down into Banks. I'll take a look at another angle here.
Yeah, it looks to me like he just got the rears loose a bit on corner exit.
Yeah, right on board with Ortega here. And coming out the corner, I see him just a little bit sideways off the corner, hits him. Ooh, he also gets a good piece of the wall and almost into Cockrell, but is able to save it. But yeah, it's going to be first caution out for Joshua Banks. That car is pretty torn up from what I see, and I think he's going to have to spend a lot of time on pit road getting that car fixed.
Yeah, it's an unlucky break for him. But I got to say on that topic, the field did a really good job of checking up for that. That could have been a lot worse than it turned out to be. Not a lot of damage on these race cars.
Yeah, and currently, so every single car has come down to pit road except for Brandon Bowers and Casey Lakatos. And I've seen Lakatos do the strategy before. Stays out there, leads a lap, gets that extra bonus point, and then we'll come back later in the race. But Bowers has stayed out there, I think, to Lakatos' surprise. And yep, here comes Casey down. But Bowers going to stay out. So kind of curious here how that's going to pay out for him. I imagine he's going to take the high side on the restart, but with everyone with fresher tires, do you think 20 lap tires are going to be worth it?
I'm not sure. From my personal experience, the tires really only make a difference in the first few laps, and after that, everyone's on a more even playing field. So you can
Here he comes.
You can actually
Yes.
Looks like they missed a pit lane. Oh, there we go. He's in.
Yeah. So Bowers down on pit road. So he's gonna come down to get the tires. I think probably just wanted to lead a lap. I don't know. I don't know what that was there, but he's going to drop to the back now, so I think he's going to be put at a much more disadvantage here. Because I definitely think the track position is important, but you want to come down with most of the field. So that's going to hand the lead over to Eli Hinton. He's not going to have to fight for it. He's going to inherit the lead. Outside or next to him on the restart is going to be Angelo Ronis, Austin Carpe, Bailey Turner, Jeremiah Vincent. So field fairly close to where they started. And in fact, I'm going to pull the graphic up here to try to figure out where these guys started. It should be fairly close. So yeah, everyone pretty much around where they started, maybe plus or minus a position or two. Vincent moved up from 8th to 5th, so solid job on him. But yeah, most of the guys where they started on this on that on the initial start?
I'm guessing Brandon missed his pit entry or something. He must be kicking himself after that because he's down to 15th position, 17th actually.
Yeah, he's down to
So,
17th. He's on a ton of traffic, and he had some clean air on the initial start. He's gonna be stuck in traffic, trying to move past people, gaining those spots back. And I mean, we looked like we were set for a pretty green run, other than those guys getting side by side, especially considering how hard it is to get side by side. Alright, so getting ready to get a restart here. Coming to lap 26, the pace car is going to pull off the track. Yet again, we're getting ready for our first restart of the night. Hinton leading them down on the inside. I'm just kind of surprised by that, but green flag in the air for the 13. He leading them down. Ronas on the top side, and everyone else trying to get spread out.
yeah, it looks like the number 9 here, Bailey Turner's losing some spots on the start. The inside's not so good on the starts, I gotta say.
Yeah, and there you see, and yeah, the 9 Austin Carpe, he's stuck on the bottom. Elliot Butler to the high side tries to go around him, and I'm kind of curious when will Carpe try to insert himself, and he's gonna have to be physical to put himself in that outside lane, otherwise he's gonna get freight train as he is now. But up at the top of the field for the lead, no change. Hinton in the lead, but Ronas has caught up to him.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there on the start, but it's not looking too good for him right now as the 2 makes his way around him. Looks like he might be able to find a slot in.
Yeah, and ooh, I saw Bailey Turner in third. He looked like he was trying to get a spot for second place, while Ronas is still stuck on the high side. So Turner trying to make the best use of his tire. He's going to be side by side with the 29 here.
This is where we'll see the 29 pull off of the corner. Yeah, you see that speed he gets down the straight. That's what the high line does for you.
Yeah, indeed. And there you see Vincent caught up to the back bumper of the 24, so now Bailey Turner has to be kind of careful. You can't afford to be stuck on the bottom, otherwise that 8 of Vincent's going to completely take it away from him, and he's going to have nothing to do. Both of these guys teammates, so I imagine to be a little bit nice with each other, the 24 and the 8.
Again, that seems to be where the speed at the bottom is. You dive into the corner and you get all your apex speed, but then you lose it all on the... So it's really good for trying to force a pass, but not much else.
Yeah, he pretty much said it. Also, how about Alex Bell up into 5th place? He's having a pretty solid night. And in fact, a lot of our chase drivers are having a very good night. Out of this top 7, 6 of them are playoff drivers. Emerson down in 15th, and Licata's down in 17th are your other 2 guys missing from that order. So as Kyle would say, the cream of the top has risen to the top.
I see Tim Downey Jr. making a move on Reggie Ortega here. 2 wide out of turn 4.
Oh, and
turn 2, sorry.
Yeah, and he almost doored him there on the straightaway. He's really trying to make Ortega move out of the way. You see Ortega with some rear end damage to him. But he's going to be... Ooh, I saw Boyer in behind him. He looked like he was going to make it 3 wide, but he's going to sit on it. And there's also the 31 of Bauer still trying to make up some spots up into 11th now. So good effort for the 31, but he's kind of hit a roadblock here with 2 guys side by side.
That was a great move by the 25, clearing himself off the 2 of that last lap. That's a position well earned, and he's gone from 18th all the way up to 8th. So great night for him so far.
Yeah, indeed. And there you see Boyer trying to do much of the same that Downey Jr. did, but Ortega able to roll and get a nice run off the corner. Here comes Bowers trying to follow him in through. And that 31, you can see he's got a lot of pace there.
Yeah, real squeezed up. Oh, God, 14 coming up into the 2 nearly. That could have been ugly.
Yeah, and I'm noticing...
Yeah, these cars are... Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm noticing a lot of guys getting kind of stuck up behind the 2 Ortega. He's kind of holding up a lot of guys. You see how many cars are in frame there. And it's a fairly small part of track, and you can see here from the wide angle, you can see a lot of guys still side by side up and behind him. So Ortega trying to defend his spots. I think he knows that car is damaged and doing the best he can. Here comes Boyer on the outside. Sorry, Bowers on the outside.
Yeah, it looks like it to me. There's a lot of damage on that car, and at a track like this, that can slow you down more than you might.
Yep, so Bowers gets around. He's up into 9th place, so slowly making his way back up to the top. No change in the top 5. Those guys just kind of riding in, settling in for the run here. Turner's still trying to go inside. You're saying, sorry?
Ronas is looking inside. He's been making a couple looks inside the past couple laps, and I think he's trying to set up a move here. But it looks like Hinton's finding some speed and pulling away.
Yeah, let's see how these guys are kind of taking different approaches. You see Hinton on the bottom. You see Ronas on the top. He's trying to get a late apex to the corner, but still getting a nice run off the corner. But yeah, just not entirely able to make up time here. I think he's just trying to find where that 13 is weak and where he can try to get advantage of him. Let's also shift back to Bailey Turner, who's kind of on that bottom side. So different lanes for the top few guys, but no one really able to get close to each other. All kind of separated by about a 0.3 of a second gap.
That's part of what makes Bristol so unique. All the lanes have their different purposes, but they're all about the same time over a lap. So you see people trying a lot of weird stuff during a race.
Yeah, let's go back to this mess back here. Brian Chambliss getting himself clear of Ortega. You see Clifton Cockrell, Bruce Boyer, and Casey Lakatos in behind. And Lakatos also slowly making back up some spots.
Cockrell's trying to get around the two now. It's his turn, and I don't know. The two is doing a pretty good job of just defending a spot. Maybe a little too good for a car that's as damaged as that. I'm sure the cars behind him aren't too impressed with that, but
yeah,
if the two can stay up here, he could get the repairs he needs to stay in the fight.
And I think this is showing that even with a damaged car, you could still be a roadblock and keep people behind. You see Clifton Cockrell struggling to get that car rotated on the bottom. Lakatos, who is he looking to make it 3 wide? He's going to sit in behind. You see this whole train of cars here working together side by side. This can get ugly really quickly.
Some smart driving back here by these guys. They're giving each other the room they need to all get around here, but they're still racing pretty hard while...
Yeah, that's really what you need in Bristol. You need a lot of give and take. And these guys being very respectful. He could easily just run someone into the wall, be very physical, but again, only on lap 48 of 220, so still actually we're almost a quarter of the way through. This is already starting to fly by a little bit, but still got a decent amount of ways to go. You don't want to bang up that car too much.
We've got a good 3-way battle here for 8th position. The 31 just got by the 25 a couple laps ago. I'm starting to think the 25's slow or something because he's lost a lot of time over the past couple laps, and the 6 just got around him as well.
He might have burned up his stuff here, and I think, you know, you have to rely on the mechanical grip from the tires just a little bit. If you burn it up too early, you're kind of left with nothing, just a grip from the wings, just the aerodynamic grip. So that's not going to help you too much if your tires aren't good. And we'll see what Chambliss can do, the 21 behind him. We'll see if he can get around the 25. But yeah, Downey Jr. went up. He gained some time, but yeah, he's starting to fall off the pace. But back to the... Oh, boy, 3 wide back here. I just went for a moment. Lakatos was 3 wide with Carpe and Cockrell. Cockrell really struggling. He's starting to fall back a little bit. In this fight, I think he's kind of given up getting around Ortega, and here comes a new challenger, and that is Carpe. Indeed, he jumps to the inside of Boyer, and man, Ortega's doing a fantastic job in that 2 car.
Yeah, I'm sure the drivers around him are asking them personally to get around for him to move over so they can keep racing, but he's doing a good job of keeping position, and that might benefit him in the long run.
Yeah, let's see Carpe. I think he's also thinking of dropping to the back, but side by side with Boyer, starting to fall off a little bit. Using up those tires, and you can see visibly the run he gets, and there you see Lakatos also starting to move his way around Carpe as he slowly drops back into 14th. And Lakatos, almost gets into him there on the corner, and that 9 still struggling. Here comes Cockrell on the outside, and Brian Long has joined this fight. Whoa, Bruce Boyer
loose off the corner.
saves it though. Great job from him. Oh boy.
Ooh, very close.
Yeah, that got very dicey. These guys are going to be 3 wide. I think Boyer's going to give it up. There you see him give it up. And so almost disaster there for the 14, the 9, and the 08. But they all make it through somehow. I think a few scrapes and might need a change of racing overalls. That was really close.
Yeah, really good job by all of them saving those cars. So that could have gotten really ugly really quickly. But it seems like they've got it all together.
Yeah, it looks like Chambliss has made his way around that 25. And is actually starting to attack the 6 of Elliott Butler. So these guys starting to have a fight for position. So we see Chambliss get to the... Oh, he gets loose off the corner. So that inside lane starting to look very loose, especially off of turn 4. That's the second time we've seen a car break loose on that inside lane. So then guys might need to be a little bit careful here because you can't just completely floor. You gotta have to watch your grip because you can easily lose the back end of the car, it seems.
Makes sense to me. The inside can be, you really have to attack the inside, so there's not a lot of room for error, so it's really easy to get loose on a run like this, especially when you're trying to pass a slower car.
Yeah, there you see, we're seeing a battle between Jeremiah Vincent, Alex Bell, and Jeff Wright. Jeff Wright, we saw it started way back in, I think, 15th. So now moved his way all the way up into 6th. Hasn't really been able to make some forward progress since the restart, but has been doing a decent job, and caution's out. And it's Reggie Ortega in the 2. Oh man, what happened to him? Let's take a look.
Looks like the 50 went up into him a bit. Maybe that looks like just a racing incident to me.
Here they come off of turn 4. Oh yeah, just kind of, yep, just ended up in the same part of track. Yeah, especially on the inside lane because you don't expect it to be tight and it happens so quickly and around the 2 win. So
yeah, exiting on the inside, stuff gets real close real quickly. The wall comes out of nowhere. So yeah, that's just one of the unfortunate things about racing at Bristol. There's just not a lot of room to work with.
And here's looking up the nose of the 2, and there you see him go into the inside wall, and around he goes. Almost hits Mark Emerson in the process too. Emerson being playing it very quietly tonight, hasn't really made a lot of noise, but yeah, that's unfortunate for Ortega. He'll probably get that car fixed up. We'll see if he gets back out there. But yeah, second incident for him of the night.
As the 50 car of Lacatus is staying up. I wonder if he misses pit entry, just like I assume Bowers did.
I think he might be staying out there. I don't think he got to lead that lap under the last caution. Bowers stayed out and took that away from him. He loves to get those bonus points for leading a lap, so I think he's going to lead that lap, bring it back down to pit road, and play the long game from there. Just to get an extra point, especially is important, too, with the chase the way it is. You want to get every single point. It all counts at the end. But yeah, on that pit stop, I'm trying to see. It looks like Bailey Turner got by Angelo Ronis. So Ronis will be put back into third if Lacatus pits, which I imagine he will. Looking down the rest of the order, most of it the same. Emerson up into 11th place, though. So Emerson's starting to move up the field, and we'll see if he continues up forward progress or just kind of hangs out around 10th. So yeah, indeed, Lacatus pulls into the pits, although I'm kind of curious what happened to the 33... No, sorry, yeah, the 33 of AJ Stravato. He's 5 laps down and had a lot of nose damage. I'm not sure where he got it from, though.
Yeah, I haven't got that either, so I'm curious myself.
Yeah, because I saw he was, before we had that caution, I saw that the leaders were catching up to him, and I'm not sure what happened to him, so, yeah, unfortunately, I don't really want to go back, because I'll have to go back a long ways, and I'll probably miss the restart by doing so, but yeah, Strada with some damage, was able to get the nose back on that I saw was missing at one point, so got the nose back, and hopefully that car's in a decent condition. I'm just worried about the engine temps, because those can definitely creep up on you, and there's pretty much no way to fix that.
If I had to guess, he was probably caught up in that little pileup that came out during the first call. Just one of the few cars there to collect some pretty bad damage. That's if I had to assume.
Yep, so there goes the 33. He's going to get his wave around as we're 1 to green. So resetting the field here, it's going to be Eli Hinton, Bailey Turner, Angela Ronis, Jeremiah Vincent, and Alex Bell rounding out your top 5. Then we got Jeff Wright, Tim Downey Jr., Brian Chambliss, Brandon Bowers, Mark Emerson, your top 5. So those guys getting ready to roll here as we're coming. So this race going pretty quick, pretty solid pace. Nothing too crazy as far as cautions. Only 2 so far, and they're keeping it pretty clean. So let's see if they can continue that as the pace car pulls off here. Eli Hinton leading them down again on that inside lane. And there he goes for the jump. Green flag back in the air. Not as good as the jump as he's gotten. You see Vincent there sideways as he's almost 3 wide there for a second.
Yeah, Vincent got loose there, but I think he did a good job recovering. He didn't lose too much time, and he's fighting with the 48 now.
Yeah, and there you see also behind them. So Jeff Wright's going to get that position. Chambliss and Bell fighting for the spot. Fighting for 6th place. You see Bell trying to gain some spots with those fresh tires. Will he be able to do so? I think Chambliss has got this, though.
Bell's one of those drivers I've been watching all race that's been trying to use the bottom, and it's been doing a pretty good job of it. So.
Whoa, behind them, Brian Long in the wall. Caution's out. And a big pileup. Mark Emerson also involved.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate indeed. We'll go take a look at that. Go from the top of the track here, and this happened going to turn 1. I believe started with the 08. Yeah, indeed started with a 0. We'll catch another view of that. But you see Emerson gets you see Lacatus and Stravato also got involved as well. And
it looks to me like the 14 just slightly came down onto the rear quarter of the 8 and turned him around.
And here looking at Brian Long to see what happened. And yeah, just came up into the 14 just a little bit, and they touched, and around both of them went heavy damage to both those cars. And they're going to have to get some extensive repairs on pit road.
That's really unfortunate for Mark Emerson. Just an innocent bystander in that one, but that's seriously going to hurt his chances here. That's not what you want in a situation like.
Oh, and by the looks of things, Eli Hinton made a trip down on pit road. A lot of guys behind him did not, and actually Hinton's sitting there. I'm trying to see, does he have any damage to his car? No.
No, his car's fine. I think he was just changing tires, maybe.
I don't know. So he's okay, but he's out and away, but he's back in 12th. So Ronan is going to inherit the lead, and Jeff Wright up into second. So looking at the guys who pit, yeah, Hinton, Lakatis. Who else is running up there? I feel like I'm missing someone. But yeah, anywho, so Ronis, Jeff Wright, Chambliss after a good restart. And how about Downey Jr.? We're talking about him falling off the pace at the end of that last run. But here he is up in 4th, so he might have to be able to stretch his leg. And also Bowers has caught back up with the front of the field. He's going to be restarting in 5th. So a lot of comers and a lot of goers so far in the first half of this race as we're on lap 71. So now that we're under green, you're able to kind of see a lot of guys. Who's your pick for who you think is going to win this race?
I'm not quite sure yet. There's been a lot of drivers that I've had my eye on since the start. Lots of people making gains and trying lots of different lines. But if I had to choose one, it'd probably be Bailey Turner in the 24. He's been up front the whole race and has been making some really good moves on other drivers, and has been probably the one I've been paying the most attention.
Alright, if you're going to pick him, I think I'm going to pick that 29 who's currently leading the race. And not just because he's leading the races, which is kind of what I usually do, but it's kind of coincidental in my defense. But yeah, Aronis has been looking to be pretty good. He's been sitting in second behind Eli Hinton. Now, he's got a chance to get the lead. We'll see what he can do. But I've been liking the fact that he hasn't been sitting behind the 13. He's been experimenting with different lines. And I think he's got a lot of pace. And honestly, if he does win this race, I think it's a long time coming for the 29. And he knows that. I think he's definitely going to try for this win. Also on the outside of him, Jeff Wright finally found his way to the front of the field. He's going to be restarting on the outside row in second. So that 48 is definitely also a strong contender week in, week out. We'll see what he can do. And if he can take the lead here early on.
Bristol's a track of surprises, so you never know who could come out on top. For all we know,
yeah.
Someone on the back.
Yeah, absolutely. So pace car coming through 3 and 4 after a quick caution here. That came out. We'll see how long we can keep it green for. We've had a pretty good run so far. Pace car is going to be off. And Ronis waiting a while, slowing down a lot. There he is, jumping the gun. You see Chambliss spinning his tires. He can he get it straight? He can. A lot of guys held up in the back there, including Brandon Bowers. He gets shuffled out to the back just as he got to the front. But we're out and underway. Ronis is able to take the lead away, keep the lead away from Jeff Wright. See everyone all scrambled about due to that messy restart.
Unfortunate for Bowers. It looks like he got the car back together, but that's a lot of positions lost. It shows you how quick things can happen here.
Yeah, and here you see, looking at his view, you can see how many cars are in front of him that he's now, all the cars that he got past, now he has to pass them yet again. So I'm sure he's not going to be too happy with how that restart went, but we'll see him charge to the front nonetheless. Here you see Jeff Wright also charging on the back, but behind them, a battle going on. There's Jeremiah Vincent throwing it up the inside.
Yeah, Vincent's been another one of those ones who's been experimenting with the inside all race. And
whoa, Carpe loose on the inside.
Looks like he saved it, so should be on caution, but I wouldn't be surprised if that could mean a lot of frustration from him. Just he's been running up front all race or has been fought his way back up after starting near the front, and yeah, that's got to be frustrating for him.
Yeah, I mean, especially, but luckily he was able to save the car, not getting damage, but he's lost a lot of track position. Then he's probably going to be hoping for a caution to get everything sorted back out. But you see Tim Downey Jr. still leading this fight for third. And you see Vincent, and you also see Butler and Hinton joining the fray. So Hinton gaining a lot of spots on that restart, I think due to how messy it was. But Wright hasn't been able to really gain much ground on Ronis. Has been losing some ground, in fact. And I think Ronis is going to defend this lead. Here comes Vincent on the inside. He takes it away. You saw it on the side of the screen there. Takes it away from Tim Downey Jr. Here comes Butler trying to match the same thing.
Great move by Vincent. I'm starting to think Downey is not so hot on the top line here, because that seems to be where he's been having troubles already.
Yeah, and they see Butler. He slips on the inside, loses a spot to Eli Hinton. Here comes Bailey Turner now, trying to take advantage of that mistake. So Turner trying to move himself up some spots. And also Hinton, after pitting on that last restart, he's using slightly fresher tires, although not significant compared to everyone else. But still fresh nonetheless. He's going to try to make quick do of the 25.
Hinton's doing a good job of taking advantage of that fresh rubber, and he's made up a lot of spots since the restart and has been on full attack on the 25 through bumper for like 3 laps now.
Now right on board with Hinton as he looks to the inside, and just as he's right on board, I have to go to the wide shot here as he's going to clear him in one corner, and down he's going to give it to him. And Hinton now up into 4th place, now going to set his sights on the number 8. And we'll look on behind. You see Tim Downey Jr., you see Elliott Butler. So guys now starting to find their place in this run. I see Bailey Turner still trying to make some stuff work on that inside, but just can't find a way around his teammate in the 6 car.
As this race goes on, you can see the cars are slowly making their way farther and farther down the track. Most of the front runners are consistently running the middle or right at the bottom of the track.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely due to the track cooling down a bit. In fact, we haven't checked that at all tonight. And I'll pull it up on the right side there. See, the track's 81 degrees, so it still has some time to cool down, especially as the sun really begins to set and we get completely into darkness. So I could still lose a few degrees, and we'll see probably guys migrate even lower to the bottom side. But they see Downey Jr. get loose off the corner. He switches to the bottom. Here comes Butler on the top side.
And they both make it around him. Looks like the 24 is going to start making a move on the 6 now. I think he's pretty antsy to get his spots back.
Yeah, and I think Downey Jr., I think his mistake is he's not really being that aggressive. He's really letting people by, which I think he's just trying to ride out there and not really make this a big deal. I don't think he wants to fight and cause a wreck. But he's got some decent pace, but yeah, a lot of guys have been getting up to him and getting around him. I see Bauer's aggressive move on the outside of Alex Bell. He's going to take that spot away, or attempt to, as Bell still fights on the inside.
Some close racing between those two. As you see, the 45 in front of him trying to get by Downey Jr. Oh, they touched down across the start-finish line. Just a light tap, but that's really close. Could have gotten 25. Looks like he's being a bit of a roadblock for the other cars as they're trying to make their way around him.
Yep, and Downey Jr. trying to roll that high side. Chambliss struggling on the inside. I'm kind of curious if Bowers is going to continue on that high side. Ooh, almost gets to the wall. Wow, he is really using up every inch of track. Turner's slow on the bottom. What happened to him? I think he got loose in the corners. He's going to lose up some spots. I don't want to pull away from this battle just yet, though. As you see, Chambliss back up. Here comes Bowers. Now he's going to attack the outside of the 25. Will he give him room? Indeed, the 25 does give him room.
Looking back on my end at Bailey Turner, yeah, he just got loose between turns 1 and 2 and lost some time. No damage to the car, but not what he's looking for right now.
Yeah, and Alex Bell also makes his way around the 25, so I think this battle's going to sort itself out for now. As I say that, here comes Bailey Turner trying to get back the spots he lost. And yeah, unfortunate, thanks for the update, Zach, but yeah, unfortunate for the 24, what happened to him. He's having a decent run, lost all the spots. Similar situation to what happened to Bowers.
Yeah, as you can see, this is why he's my pick. He's right back at it after getting loose like that and losing so much time. He's already making those places back and being really aggressive while still keeping it clean and keeping his car out of the track.
Yeah, some excellent battles that are around. I don't know what it is about 8th through 10th place, but a lot of battles have been happening around there in the midfield. They've been putting on a fantastic show. Everyone else, for the most part, spread out by a decent margin, especially our leaders. So nothing much happening there. This is where most of the action is. You see Turner still try to get to the inside of Downey Jr. Ooh, almost making contact with him side by side. You see him.
I would say Ronis has been making some big gains here. He's got a half-second gap to the 48. Looks like he's racing real strong right now. But the 48, I don't know what he's going to do here. I don't know how you can make that kind of time up.
Yeah.
Without a caution coming out, and it looks like that gap is just grown.
Yeah, and I would say too, you might be able to use some lap traffic, but I mean, there's only 17 cars running on the track, so I mean, there's only so many spots you can make up. So, or count on lap traffic for so much. So he's pretty much gonna have to get around. You see Ortega moving out all the way to the inside, but yeah, there you see that gap between Ronis and Wright, and yeah, Wright hasn't really been able to make much of a dent, if anything. He's been losing time to Ronis for most of this run. But back at this fight, so Turner got around, the 25 was broken away, and here comes Chambliss now. He thinks it's his turn to get around Downey Jr. And also see behind Carpe after his early into, and he's caught back up made up quite a few spots. He's on the back bumper of Ronus right now, trying to find his way around. Ooh, almost hits the wall, but gets a great line. I mean, these guys have also been running. Let's right on board with the 9. These guys have been running very close to the wall, almost an inch off of it, and it amazes me how close they get without touching.
Yeah, that's one of the crazy parts about this track. The fastest line around the track is glued to the wall.
And then 9 now stuck in behind the 16. You gotta be very careful of guys darting all over the place. You gotta make sure you don't hook someone. And here comes Carpe with the run. Still trying to work that outside. Almost hits the wall. Man, Carpe's been doing a great job. And it's unfortunate that he lost so many spots. I think he definitely has a car that could be further up in the field.
Yeah, the 25 is a bit of a roadblock for the 9, 16, and 50 right now, as they're trying to battle to get around him, but it's really hard to do that when you've got 3 cars racing for position around a car that's a little slower than them and holding them up.
Yep, and also a crazy thing I'm noticing, in about 5 laps, we're going to be halfway through this race.
Yeah, time flies here at this track.
Yeah, and I'm sure for
only 15 seconds a lap. Time goes by quick.
Yeah, and for Honus, I'm sure he can't wait for that half an hour that we have about left if we go green all the way to be up. He, I think, definitely wants a win. I remember earlier in the season was running a different car number. I forgot what number that was, but switched over to the or actually was that Ronus? No, that's sorry. I'm thinking of AJ Stravato, his teammate in the 33. But definitely Ronus has had a decent car for quite a few races. Just hasn't had the pace to be at the front for a lot of races. But here he is in that 29, up in the front, leading this race, and he's got Jeff Wright, probably one of the biggest competitors in this league in general, week in, week out. He's got him sitting behind him in second place and is beating him on raw pace.
I just want to point out here the 6 car, who was running third just a few laps ago, is down to 8th now, fighting Bailey Turner for position here. I don't know what happened to him, but it seems like he's having some issues.
Yeah, I think Butler is just not really feeling the car here. I think he's been kind of struggling with it. Definitely he's been playing the strategy game, getting himself some good track position, but with these pretty solid green flag runs we've been having, he's been losing quite a few spots as his teammate Turner gets around him. So Turner making up lost ground. And now going to look ahead to the 31 of Bowers, who's also another guy that's made up some lost ground. So, as I said earlier, a lot of comers and a lot of goers in this field, but it's just really showing you the pace that some of these guys have. Just unfortunate luck kind of setting them back a few spots. And there you see Carpe on the back. Ooh, almost hits the 2. Has to back off.
I'm looking at the number 15 car on attack on Eli Hinton here. He's been running real aggressive, right up close to the wall in the last corner. In fact, actually touched it. Dropped off a bit because of that, but looks like he's trying to make that 4th spot.
Yeah, and here we're looking at Alex Bell now as we just finished with Carpe and Downey Jr. working it out. But yeah, these guys now fighting it out for 4th place. We saw Hinton getting past, I believe it was the 25 earlier on. He got 4th place from there, and Bell now trying to force the issue to move himself up into 4th.
You can see how high in the corner Bell's going. Try to make the max out of that higher bank towards the top of the track.
Yeah, and I've been looking at the lap times. Bell's been better than Hinton by about 3/300ths of a second, which isn't really that much, but you know, over the course of this run, he's going to make some bigger and bigger indents. Last time through, looking at them, Bell was slower, and tags the wall just a little bit in 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's one of those battles we're going to watch on, because that's one of the hottest battles up front here. The 15 trying to make gains, but just doesn't seem to be working for him right now.
Up towards the front, another battle heating up. Remember how I was saying that Ronus is beating Wright on raw pace? I think the 29's burned up his stuff. Wright has brought that gap down to 0.3 of a second. It was almost a second about 10-15 laps ago. So Wright reeling the 29 back in, and Ronus has kind of got to worry. He's going to be looking in that mirror quite a lot, as he's also got 2 lap cars up ahead. He's got Brian Long and Clifton Cockrell, I believe, up ahead of him.
It does seem to me like he's burnt up his stuff a bit, because the gaps to the cars behind him have slowly decreased. Like Bailey Turner, just a few seconds ago, was 7 seconds behind the leader, and now he's up to 5.5 seconds behind. So we might see a change for the lead here soon with this lap car in the way.
Yeah, definitely he's been holding. Yeah, it's definitely been holding right up, and I'm sure Ronus is barking at 08 to move out of the way. And Long gets hooked by the 40 into the wall. He goes. Caution's gonna be out, and that's Brian Long turn around on the front straightaway. Wow. We kind of got a glimpse of that in on camera, but we'll go back and look at it. And let's see what happened here. So this was happening as the 08 was getting clear of the 29. And did he come up into the 48? Yeah, I think he was trying to slot in front of the 48, and the 48 was there with the run off the corner and around that 08 went.
Might be a bit of a lucky break for the 48 though. His car doesn't look too bad right now, so we'll see if he comes out with a new nose here. Might lose some spots on the pit stop, but hopefully he can still get that car back up to the position he was in and try to get those spots.
Yeah, and here's a look on board the 48 of Jeff Wright. And you're going to see him go up the corner, and there you see the 08 coming up, and just taps him a little bit, and it's enough to send the 08 around, and around he went into the wall. No one else getting involved, though, but these two guys.
About no one else getting involved, I gotta say, in these caution situations, most of this field has been doing a great job of staying out of trouble.
Yeah, these wrecks.
Been making these cautions a lot less damage throughout the field than you'd usually see at a track.
Yeah, and as you see the race off of pit row that Ronus wins, yeah, a lot of the incidents have been very low in the car count. I haven't really seen a big wreck other than, I believe, the second one with Lakatos, but a lot of people got off relatively unscathed. That was the only big one, and you kind of can't avoid it at that point. But yeah, you guys have been taking very good evasive action. We have a lot of cars still running as we got just under 100 laps to go. And it's kind of interesting the way this caution came out, because I think these guys are kind of close on making it to the end. They might have to make another stop, although it's going to be fairly close on fuel.
Some developments out of pit road. Looks like Jeff Wright's keeping his second position, but I noticed Alex Bell's dropped all the way from 4th down to 11th place after fighting Eli Hinton on the last run. So I don't know what happened to him, but that's one car to keep an eye on here.
I can definitely see had a 34-second pit road time, and everyone else is around 28, 29 seconds. So lost about 5 seconds. Actually had a long stop, so I think he might have missed his stop, missed his pit stall a little bit. And actually, Bell's just gonna say, screw it, might as well come down again, and just gonna top off on fuel here. So Bell gonna come down, but yeah, it's gonna be put after running in 5th. It's gonna be put all the way outside the top 10. He's gonna have to fight for those spots back. But that moves Eli Hinton back up into, after that round of pit stops, he's going to be up into 3rd place. And we saw this 13 was fast in the early part of this race, but will he be fast now? Can he get around the 48 and the 29? But also just want to point out, too, if I can find the right thing here. Where is it? I was looking at, there we go. Well, the manufacturers there, you see the Toyotas in the top 3. Has absolutely nothing to do with anything, but just enjoying the fact that Toyotas are in the top 3. Those gaps that are missing there, it's because we haven't put the Ford logo to the Ford Mustang. I have to remind Kyle to do that. Are the 2 Mustangs. They're also running pretty decently so far. Bowers in 5th definitely has a fast car. Same with Carpe too. Both have fast cars. Just haven't had a lot of luck. Made some mistakes here and there that have put them back that far. So getting ready for the restart here. Coming to lap 126. We're going to have under 100 laps to go. And man, this race is starting to heat up.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on the 13 here. I think he's going to be making some big moves on the restart here. He's probably the fastest car on track, and he's in the best opportunity to get back up.
Yep, indeed. Pace car is in. Ronus is going to get the jump. Green flag back in the air, and it looks like no one's going to make a mistake on the restart. Clean restart for everyone. Here comes the 13 to the inside.
And he clears himself on the 48. Great move up to the 2nd for Hinton.
But he's gotta watch the rebound. Here comes the 48. Jeff Wright trying to do the same thing, but he can't do it. Hinton's going to defend that position. He's going to take 2nd place away. Big move for the 13 there.
Yeah, that's an important move for him. That's Angelo Ronis is going to feel him breathing down his neck in no time, as the 8, the 31, and the 24 are all hot on the on Jeff Wright's bumper here, trying to get that.
Yeah, well, we got
3rd spot for them.
We got some very fast cars here at the top of the field. Finally, they've found their way up there. The 24, the 31.
Making the best out of the restart again, the most positions they can. I see the 45 making a move on the 6.
Yeah, apologize
Doesn't
for
look like him, like a stick.
Apologize for the little interruption there. I've been having some internet issues. It happens about every hour or so. That little connection break. So sorry about that. Everything should be good for the rest of this race. Maybe one more time, but should be good. But yeah, we were just talking about how a lot of these guys up here in the front having some good runs. Butler there in 8th place trying to move himself up, but we see him kind of struggle here in the later part of the run.
We just saw Alex Lacadas getting to the wall at a turn 2, had to check up, and the 15 tagged him in the bumper. So hopefully that's not too much damage for the 15, but his front bumper looks crumpled in, which is unfortunate considering how well he's been running today.
Indeed, and we were talking earlier about the two Mustangs. They're 6th and 7th, charging their way up, and they got Bailey Turner to deal with. And Turner, we saw that he got put back in traffic, drove his way back up, as well as both those guys. So everyone here out now fighting for these final few positions. You see a lot of guys migrating to the bottom, right running the bottom, the 8 and the 24 all going down there.
Yeah, it seems to be the place to be right now. So guys on the outside just can't seem to catch up, as you see Austin Carpe trying to make the outside work, but he can't even gain any time on the 31 who's running them.
Yeah, and I'm kind of curious if you're a guy like Carpe, do you want to, do you think he should be trying to get around these guys now, or do you think he should be a little bit more patient, wait for them to burn off their tires, and then just start passing them like it's nothing?
If I were him, I'd probably try to get around any car he can, but once he's in a comfortable spot, just back it off a bit. I think in this case, he's looking to pass the 31, who's right on his.
Yeah, and I especially pose that question too because we saw on the last run, we saw Jeff Ray, although he has some damage to the nose of that car, but nothing too significant. We saw him making up a lot of time on Angelo Ronis on the last run. I think that was due to the 48 playing it a little bit easy, saving up his stuff, staying out of the aero wash off the 29, and then just driving up to him like it was nothing on the fresher tires. So I think that 48 is going to try a similar strategy here. Wait behind the 13, let him and the 29 battle it out, and then come in to collect the stuff here before the checker flag comes out. Ooh, I see Carpe in the background, loose off of the turn 4. He comes sliding back in front of traffic. Caution's going to be out here, and Lakatos just barely avoids that. But yeah, slow lazy spin for the 9, not going to get any damage, but he's going to bring out the caution yet again.
Again, great job by the field for avoiding that. A sideways car on the track can be very scary, and Lakatos especially did a good job of getting out of the way of that.
Yeah, we'll take a look here at what happened with the 9. You see him get off of 4, and on that middle groove, and I think this is the third time I've seen someone get loose like that, on camera at least, getting loose on an inside lane. Just getting too much of a run off the corner, and then that back end comes around.
Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot. Just that middle lane can get real. You have to drive it aggressively to get any sort of time, and that leaves very little room for error, and a spin can easily come out like that if you're not careful.
Yeah, and especially at this track too, you're on edge for so many points in the lap, and then you see, yeah, just a little bit loose, almost saves it, and then just a slow spin up into the wall, a little bit of tap, but nothing that'll cause him any damage. So pit stops are underway here. As you see,
Looks like the 48 beat the 13 out of the pit lane. That's an important position, gotten back.
Yeah, indeed. So Ronan's going to lead the field back off of pit road. Jeff Wright, Hinton, Vincent, Turner is going to be your top 5. Brian Long staying out there, I believe, got the wave around, and he's going to come down into pit road now. So far, fantastic race from these guys earlier. Zach, so are you going to, so since we got a little bit of a break in the action, are you going to stick with your pick earlier on for who's going to win?
I think so. He's been making some pretty aggressive moves. Not aggressive in a bad way, but like he's been trying and has been gaining some spots slowly. I think he's a really good candidate to be up front at the end of the race.
Yeah, well, I'm going to stick with my pick, the 29 Aronis. I think he wants this win. I can see it in the way he's driving. He really wants his win. And if he can get a few more short cautions like this, I think this win's going to fall into his favor as long as he just doesn't lose the lead on pit road, which we've seen a few people do. You just got to make sure you don't make any mistakes because we're really seeing that track position is key, although quite a few guys have been able to prove otherwise and make up quite a few spots. So what I wonder is Hinton. So these guys are going to be pretty much lining up the same. Hinton's going to be on that inside of Jeff Wright. Potentially when they come back to the green flags, it's pretty much exactly how it is for the first 3 positions. So do you think Hinton's going to be able to do the same thing, or do you think Wright is going to learn from that, and do you think he's going to defend better from that 13's move?
I think Hinton's probably going to be able to get second back right away. Although I think Wright will probably be a bit more aggressive on that restart to try to prevent that. I'm not sure how well he can do that, but we'll have to.
Yeah, we'll have to see indeed. So, pace car is gonna have the lights off. We're gonna have 1 to green here, coming to lap 145. Really starting to run out of laps here, and I think I can say I'm pretty sure these guys should be good on fuel. They got to go about 75 laps or so, so I think we should be good to the end. We'll see here, but definitely these guys are going to come around if they need tires. I imagine they're going to want as fresh tires as possible, considering the tire fall off. But yeah, pace car is going to come in yet again, and we're going to get ready to go back racing. Who's going to fight for second place, or can someone take the lead away from Ronus on the restart? Pace car is going to come in. And Ronus is going to wait. There he goes. Green flag back in the air here at Bristol. Poor start for the 13. He's not going to be able to go anywhere. Here comes Jeff Wright and Jeremiah Vincent on the outside.
To me, it looked like the 29 was a bit slow on the restart, and a little bump from him on the 13 slowed him down on the restart. Now he's just losing spots to the likes of Vincent and...
Oh, up for the front, 48 to right, taking it to the 29 immediately. He's not waiting for anything. He's going to dive it to the inside, side by side for the lead. Although I think Ronus is going to get such a better run off the corner, I don't think it's any contest.
Great to see the 48 running up there after that incident earlier. I thought he could have been out of this one after that, but it looks like his car's still working pretty well, and looks like he could still bring the fight to Rome.
Speaking of fighting, here's a big battle for position for 5th, 6th, and 7th between Bowers, Turner, and Chambliss. These guys are going at it as they know it's coming down to the wire. We're running out of laps here. There's Turner again to the bottom, really loves that spot off the track, and Chambliss trying to follow in through behind him. Yeah, these guys starting to duke it out now. It's go time. And I'm curious.
You can see how aggressive the 24 is diving down to the bottom of those corners.
And Hinton also, after making a mistake, he's going to lose out on a spot, so he's going to drop from 2nd all the way back to 4th. So he saw just not able to get up to speed as well as he did on that first restart. It cost him 2 spots.
Look at the 24, all the way from back there, almost getting on the inside of the 31. He's running the bottom really aggressively, and I'm curious to see how that will work for him, because that means your tires go further and you have less apex speed.
Yeah, and also you see everyone running different lines there onto the front. They're almost getting into each other because they're finding each other in the different parts of the corner. But different philosophies here at work, and that's what you were saying earlier. You gotta love that about Bristol.
Yeah, it's not quite as pronounced as on the previous package NASCAR ran, but still with these higher downforce cars, you can really make a lot of different lines work.
Yeah, and especially too with the nighttime settling in. We'll take a look at the track condition. It actually hasn't changed that much. Surprisingly, exactly the same numbers, 75 air, 81 track, but these guys definitely driving, I think definitely due to more rubber being put down, that inside lane has become a lot more viable. You see the 24 and the 31 fighting out. Oh!
Sorry about that.
No, you're good, yeah. So Turner there got loose off of the inside of the 31. He's going to slip back. What you were saying, Zach?
It's looking to me like more cars are starting to start the top. With how many cars were running the bottom earlier, I wouldn't be surprised if that part of the track's gotten hotter and the top's now the cooler line.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. So yeah, guys, just in general, just guys searching for grip, and I think that's what I like to see. I hate when everyone's running the same line; it makes it pretty boring. But guys, definitely experimenting that, keeping this race interesting. And also, 13 of Hinton hasn't gone away from the back bumper of that 8 car, but it just has not found a way to get around. Speaking of finding a way to get around, Jeff Wright back up to the inside of the 29. He's not waiting around. He's trying to make that move as early as possible.
Really great racing up here. Rona's doing a great job of defending, but Wright's on full attack mode right now. I think he wants to get by that car as soon as possible because he's been having trouble with that for nearly 50 laps.
Ooh, I see a dive by the 13. He goes to the inside of the 8. That checks everyone up behind them. Almost 3 wide as Bowers tries to make an opportunistic move. But Vincent going to defend on that outside. Ooh, Bowers in 8. Made contact. Around goes Jeremiah Vincent. Cautions out.
Yeah, I was going to say, as they were too wide there.
Oh, and several cars involved as well. Lakatos, I saw, got a piece of it. I think Carpe got a piece of it. Not sure. We're going to have to take a look at that. But, man, after these guys are fighting so hard there, I believe it started when the 13 went to the inside of the 8, so we're going to have to go about a lap earlier to see where that started.
Yeah, the 13 toward the 8 there, and I believe it was turn 2, and that might have just cascaded into what happened.
Yeah, so 13 goes to the inside, hard move to the inside, rolls up the track, makes contact with the 8, as you're saying, and then Bowers almost makes it 3 wide, as we were talking about. And then here they go side by side into turn 2. Bowers tries to go to the outside, taps the 8 in the door, and it was enough to send him around. And he made some hard contact here. Ooh, yeah, 50 of Lakatos doors goes flying into the 8, T-bones him, gives the 8 engine damage. So I think Vincent's night is going to be done here.
That's really unfortunate to see, because right before that came out, I was going to say Vincent was probably the sleeper hit of the night today. He's been up front all race, been making great moves, and yeah, it sucks to see him out. Like,
yeah, we're also going to take a look at what happened to Austin Carpe in the 9. Ooh, was trying to check up, hit the brakes hard, and went spinning around. Actually, it looks like he didn't hit anything, so good job on him to at least get the car slow down, although it's not straight, but is going to avoid getting some damage to his machine. All right.
if I'm not wrong, the 6 of Elliott Butler stayed out here in the pits.
It looks like to me everyone came down. Oh, no, you know what he did? He took 2 tires.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's not the move I'd make with 60 laps to go. I don't know how he'll manage that for 60.
Yes, but what I think he's going to be counting on, I think he's seeing the pattern here. You see, it's late in the race. I mean, we only got 60-ish laps to go, not even. We have less than that. I think he's going to be hoping for one more caution. He's got the track position now, and everyone else in the later part of the race is going to be coming in to get fresh tires. I think he's going to take this stop to get the track position, and is going to hope for a caution later to get 4 tires, be on sequence with everyone else. So honestly, I like the call from the 6. I think definitely playing the game, it was definitely not working for him. He needed to do something on strategy because he was just not beating these guys on pace, and I like that call. Thing is, again, like you're saying, I don't know if he'll be able to stay up there for too long, but we'll have to see.
I'm less concerned about pace. I'm more concerned about the car's handling itself. We've seen people lose cars all night running anywhere other than the top of the track. So we'll have to see how he drives this car, and I think he's going to be on edge.
Yeah, indeed. But definitely, it's definitely added another card into things. So Ronis, I think he was expecting to have the lead of this, as he had in previous times. He was under attack from the 48. Now he lost the lead now, so he's going to be put at a slight disadvantage. And he's going to have to duke it out with the 48 while also making sure he doesn't lose some position. So this is going to be interesting here, especially because Ronis hasn't really been behind in traffic so far.
This might be exactly what Jeff Wright wants, to get by that 29 on the restart. He has a great opportunity to stay in front of the 20.
Yep, so Butler taking that inside lane. Ronis going to be on the outside here, but I think we're seeing that for the leader, it doesn't matter what lane you're in. You're just able to get such a good jump compared to everyone else that the lead doesn't matter. But pace car is going to come off. Got less than 60 laps to go here at Bristol. Don't go anywhere. It's going to get exciting from here on out, more so than before. Green flag back out, and Butler gets a fantastic start. Not so much for Ronis, as you see him and Wright side by side for second.
Turner with a big jump on the start, all the way up to 4th already, trying to make that move stick. Nearly got into the 48 there, but yeah, we'll see how that develops. 31 on the outside, trying to make a move on the 48.
Yeah, we've seen Bowers stuck around.
I think the 48 will be able to hold it.
Yeah, we saw Bowers stuck in 5th position, hasn't really been able to move forward since then. Now he's trying to squeeze his way up into the front spot. There you see Butler, he's not getting up to speed as much. It's backed everyone up. Rowan is trying to find a way around, as well as Bowers and Jeff Wright. So which lane's going to win? Ooh, Rowan is hard contact to his nose. He's got a damaged car. Here comes Turner to the inside.
Yeah, the 6 car is slowing all these other cars down. That's the concern with taking 2 tires at a track like this. And considerably slower than the other car.
And for the lead, Jeff Wright looks to the inside. I don't even think Jeff Wright's led a lap so far this race. He's been constantly stuck in second, hasn't been able to get that first place from him, but he's still stuck in behind the 6. Here comes Ronis. That car is not damaged enough. He's still in the fight.
This is actually turning out to be a bit of a smart move by the 6. Keeping up top makes it hard for cars to pass him. He might be able to keep a good spot if another caution comes.
And as he comes to the line, Jeff Wright's actually going to lead that lap, so he'll get 1 lap led to his name. And is so close to clearing the 6. He's going to try to do it off the corner, and indeed he does. So the 6 loses his trump card here. I think he's going to start to slip back, so he's going to be in dirty air behind the 48. Here comes the 24 and the 13 on that inside lane.
I think he missed it there, but the 31 got loose on the bottom again. I think, the fourth or fifth car to do that tonight. So
Yeah,
I
he's
think
stuck.
that reinforces what I said earlier.
Yeah, he's stuck in behind the 15, but still that fighting up front. Turner gonna shove his way in front of the 6. A Butler clear him. Roan is trying to move that 6 out of the way by pushing him. Here comes Hinton on the inside. And Ronis is drawing the short straw here. He's boxed in from cars. He can't move forward, backwards, or sideways.
That's one thing I like about the 6 making that call. It leads to some pretty fun racing here, as we've got a group of 4 cars trying to get around.
Yeah, Roan is now finally being able to pull to the inside. Here he comes side by side with the 6 Butler. And Butler's still rolling that run off the corner. Ooh, they're dooring each other down the straightaway here. It's getting physical, and you see Carpe also hitting the wall off the corner. Tim Downey Jr. in the mix as well. And man, it is on, and it is going down here at Bristol.
I gotta say, that's surprising for Tim Downey Jr. Like I've said, he's been up here at certain spots in the race, but he's been having some troubles here and there. But he seems to be making it work right now, and is looking for a really good finish here.
And here you're seeing that tug of war fight between the 29 and the 6, and neither car really winning, and everyone else is kind of falling in line. Also up ahead, you're seeing Bailey Turner slowly start to reel in Jeff Wright. These guys are fighting on the inside. In fact, let's go to that fight now, as it's starting to develop. So Turner caught up to the 48, now is looking to the inside. Will he move him around, or will he get physical? Let's see. Here he comes inside lane for the 24.
Wow, really close between them.
Yeah, he's got to be careful, though. Remember, we saw guys pushing that inside, getting loose off the corner. Turner's got to be careful. He's got to push it, but he can't push over the edge.
Yeah, I'm watching this in the battle behind, and it really does look like the top line has come in, and is the quicker line right now. It says a lot when a car on a 2-tire strat is holding up a whole pack and keeping its position just by running the top.
Yeah, still looking at that fight for the lead, though, to see if anything develops. Looks like they're sorted out for now. But yeah, this whole gaggle of cars, Ronis has kind of given up. He's lost a lot of tire. Also has some damage to the nose, so I'm not sure how that's affecting him. Hinton trying to find his way around the 29 as he's stuck. And man, this looks like a pack race at Daytona right now.
Yeah, I'm really liking the call from the 6 now. It seems to be working in his advantage. He's making that 2-tire strat work.
Indeed he is, though. I gotta imagine. I think he wants a caution pretty soon to get on 4 tires, but up to the front. Turner back down to the inside of the 48. Still hasn't been able to make that work, but he is definitely trying up there.
3 wide out of turn 2, and the group behind him with the 8 car getting in the way there.
Yeah.
The slow 8 car with the damage.
Yeah, Vincent trying to
Looks
find his way out, and that shuffled everyone. Oh, contact between the 9 and the 29. Almost sent the 29 sideways.
This must be really frustrating for Ron, as he just keeps losing spots here. I don't think he's really having fun running the bottom, and he doesn't really have anywhere to go, as he, I think, accidentally moves another car up. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, Chambers gets pushed out of line. I don't see any damage to the car. I think he just backed out of it, didn't feel safe. So everyone's going to get sorted. That 8 car really sorted everyone out for now, as everyone's sorted out behind the 6. But yeah, Butler is still holding on, I imagine, though, for dear life, as everyone trains in behind him. Ronis trying to make a run back down before the lead, side by side.
A tap on Carpe from Ronis there. Carpe doing a great job here, trying to take advantage of this situation, but he's under attack by Ronis, and Ronis doesn't seem to be giving him much room. As you see Hinton take the inside, try to make a move on Ronis, and touch him. Yeah, this is quite a gaggle of cars here.
Yeah, and honestly,
not a lot of room to work.
And honestly, I think Butler's liking this, because this is honestly, this group of cars is just a wreck waiting to happen. Ooh, 9 hits the 25, almost sends him sideways, but they're going to back off and keep it going. I don't know how that wasn't a wreck.
Oh, got a car loose behind them. Collected. Brian Chambliss got loose on the corner and collected the 31 of Bowers there.
Oh, man, Bowers has not been able to catch a break. We'll try to catch a replay of it very quickly.
The race stays on the green from that, though.
Yeah.
It didn't look like fairly light contact, but not what they want right now in the closing stages of this race.
Yeah, let's see. This is where Chambliss gets loose in here in this corner. And ooh, actually gets a tap from the 31. That sends Chambliss sideways, and both of them had to back off from it to avoid hitting each other. But yeah, we remain green here, and this battle for the lead here has not settled down, as Bailey Turner is actually making more and more ground the more lunges he's making to the inside, although I gotta imagine he's really wearing out those tires as we're 30 laps to go.
some great racing up front here. It could be any of these two drivers here that could win this if it stays green. They're doing a
Yeah,
great
and
job of not only building a gap behind, but making this race.
yeah, and behind them, Eli Hinton just able to hike ahead of the six of Butler. Hasn't been able to clear though, as he's fighting side by side with him, and he's gonna clear him off the corner now. So Butler's starting to struggle on his tires quite a bit, and being made quick work of on the 13. I don't know if Hinton's got enough tire or car or time left to catch. You see him pushing hard off before it gets a little sideways, but I don't think he'll be able to catch the leaders unless they really start to battle it out even more so than before.
Alex Bell's trying to get back in this as he's fighting the 25 of Tim Downey Jr. here for 5th place. I haven't seen him in a while. He's been towards the back after an instant earlier, but he's all the way back up into 5th, fighting for.
Ooh, and Ronus getting physical. I think he's tired of the 25. He gave him a little bit of a shove out of the corner. He's going to look to the inside now.
The 25 again seems to be strong out of the gates, but once he's got some laps on those tires, he starts falling back a bit. So I don't know how much longer he can hold off Ronus here. Ronus getting
he's
physical
mad
in the corners.
He is angry. He's not happy. You give him a few shoves in the corner, and if someone shoves you in the corner, they're really not happy with you. So
I almost don't blame him.
Ronus squeezed him out of line.
I almost don't blame him. Ronus's race has been falling apart as every lap ticks on, so
yeah,
I don't blame him for being impatient.
Yeah, and Ronus hits the wall there, but yeah. It's really unfortunate for him. Ever since that restart being held up from the 6, his race has gone completely south. Stuck back in 6 after leading most of the race. That's got to be very unfortunate for Ronus. We'll see what he can gather back here, unless we get a late race caution. But now Bell and Butler are now starting to duke it out.
Again, Bell out of nowhere. I'm surprised. I didn't even spot him on the restart, and here he is fighting for 4th here. So I think if another caution comes out, he could be another strong contender for the win here.
Yeah, indeed. And you see him still really can't move anywhere. I think he's just kind of riding in behind the 6 for now. But up at the front, up ahead of them at least, Hinton trying to work around some lap traffic. Vincent and Lakatos both have damaged cars. Whoa, Hinton makes a big dive to the inside of Lakatos. Almost makes some contact. And I hope those guys play nice. They're going to be teammates next year for our team. So hopefully they don't get each other into too much trouble. But yeah, Hinton's going to get by. He's going to move on and continue to pass some lap traffic. There you see Stravato and Reggie Ortega up there. But up in the front, these two guys have been going at it constantly. I've been trying to cut to it back when it gets interesting. But Turner has been just throwing in moves to Jeff Wright, hoping they stick. But nothing has really worked out entirely so far, as we're now with 19 coming to 18 laps to go.
I won't be surprised if it starts getting physical between Turner and Wright here. With only 18 laps to go, 17 now, we might start seeing a couple bumps here from the 20.
Oh yeah, and I mean, he's definitely got the car. I'm actually surprised he hasn't fallen off the pace considering how hard he's been running that inside lane. You would think he would have burned off his stuff by now, but he's been constantly throwing in moves, and I think that 24 has definitely got something, so I don't know. That'll be definitely a great birthday present if he can win on his birthday for his 22nd birthday, as I was saying earlier, and I'm sure he hopes to, so too. I'm just curious, how is he going to get it done? Is he going to make it clean, or is he going to get a little physical?
We'll have to see, but I gotta say the 48 of Jeff Wright's doing a great job of managing the pressure and holding him off here. Lunge after lunge, and he just keeps that position solid and locked.
Yeah, and just also as these guys are still, you see him side by side into the corner, and he just hasn't been able to hold it on the inside. That run off the corner is just killing his momentum. But as these guys continue to fight it out, I just want to point out our chase drivers haven't really talked a lot about the chase as it's still the first round, but top 6 all chase drivers are having a great run. Emerson and Lakatos, not so much. They're back in 11th and 12th. They're going to take a little bit of a hit, but still a decent run nonetheless. None of them are retired out of the race, so good for all 8 drivers.
As the 24 starts getting closer, I'm noticing he's lunging into the corners less. I think the 48's not giving him much room to do that, so 48 playing this really well.
Indeed, he's playing it really well. This is one of the closest battles on the track. I think we're going to stay on this for the rest of the race, which is only about going to be 3 minutes. So we'll see what's decided here. What's Turner going to do? What has he got up his sleeve for that 40 of Wright? Wright's just been comfortable. Haven't seen him change an inch off his line for the last 50 laps. He's comfortable with that high lane. Turner's been experimenting with different ways of entering the corner low and runs off the corner, but nothing stick. Ooh, a little bit of loose there for him.
If I were in the 24 seat, I'd start trying to move it up the track a bit because the 48 is starting to run low.
Yeah, we're riding on board with the 24 of Bailey Turner. There, loses everything, all of his momentum, lunges it back on the inside. And I actually see a little bit of lap traffic up ahead. And we'll see how that plays into a big lunge there that time through. And, yep, still all for naught.
I'm sure Bailey Turner's thinking, if we catch this lap traffic, I sure hope they take the top.
Well, I think he's going to be a little bit disappointed because Jeremiah Vincent ahead of them is running on the inside lane. At least it seems he's preferring to. So he would hold up Bailey Turner in that respect. So I'm sure Turner's actually kind of hoping that he gets out of the way. And here they come through side by side yet again. It looks like they're going to catch the 8 in the corner. Turner is going to have pretty much no choice but to run a little bit high. They seem taking the middle line. Ooh, and actually gains a lot of time there.
That's what I was saying. The 24 needs to start moving up the track if he wants to gain some time here.
Yeah, let's see if he uses that knowledge to his advantage. Is he going to continue in low? He's going to continue in low.
We're 5 to go this time, so he doesn't have a lot of time to make this move.
Yeah, he's running out of time, running out of laps, and he's got only a few more chances to make a lunge. He continues to the inside. These guys have been going at it. I think, if anything, you can't say the 24 did not try.
The 24 is probably my pick of driver of the race here. He's just been all over the place and making great moves, and I think this charge is really respectable.
Yeah, here he comes again to the inside. He's running out of options here. 3 laps to go here. And as they come out of turn 4, gets a little bit loose. Is still relatively close to the 48. And here's...
Oh, they're sideways.
Yeah,
oh, no, they're side by side.
Yeah, side by side, this is the best run the 24's had. To the inside he goes. Wasn't able to capitalize. Got a little bit loose off the corner. He's going to have to keep side by side. He's at the quarter panel now. Lap car up ahead.
To go here with a lap car in the way. We'll see how this goes.
Oh, dooring each other on the final corner. They're sideways. Make contact to the inside wall. They go as they cross the stripe. Here comes Eli Hinton out of nowhere from behind them. Wright's got some damage. Can Hinton do anything? He hits the 48 a little bit. 48 going down to block. Hinton on the outside. Wright goes, cuts the corner. Into the wall he goes. Who's going to cross the line first? Is it Wright? Is it Hinton? It's going to be Wright by inches across the line. 9/1000ths of a second separating them.
That's one of the most interesting finishes I've seen.
That got interesting out of nowhere.
Now,
what a finish.
As I don't follow this league super closely, I'm interested in seeing what the call is here. I don't know if they have any sort of rules in place for moves like that, because the 48, I'm not so sure about the 48's move there, taking the inside like that and hitting the wall.
They're pretty lax on stuff as far as I remember, and I don't think they'll do anything, but wow, what a ending there in that last lap. I didn't think anything was going to happen, but boy, did something happen. All right, let's take a look at that and try to dissect what on earth just transpired over that last lap. Okay, so we'll look up from the top side here. They're coming out of, going into turn 3, and here they come to take the white flag. This is where it all sets off. They make contact off the corner, just touch. Wright gets loose. He hits the 24 to the inside, and then he's trying to get back up to speed. There you're going to see the 13 enter the frame as Wright struggles to get back up to speed. He is in the middle of the track, tries to defend his position, goes down low. He hits the wall coming off the corner, trying to gain speed. And then here comes Hinton to the outside, and they make contact at the line. Man.
Got a feel for the 24. I don't think the 48 was really at fault for anything there. It was just a racing incident, but you got a feel from it. From 2nd to 6th, that's not the result he wanted.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can get a better shot, but I have absolutely no camera that won't glitch out. There's a problem with the slow-mo for these guys. There's a problem with the slow-mo when it's in motion, but I'll try my best here. Yeah, no, it's not going to work out. So I can't catch a slow mo of it. But man, what a finish there for these guys. I wasn't expecting a photo finish at Bristol, but there you have it, 9 thousandths of a second. I'll pull up the results on the screen there. There's the gap for the win. And man, I didn't wasn't. I mean, it was a pretty big nail biter, but not between those two cars exactly. And Bailey Turner, after spinning, will be able to get back sixth. But damn, what an ending to that race!
Yeah, I guess you're going to have to take my word for it. But looking back, it just looks like there was just a bit of contact between the 24 and the 48 out of turn 4 that time, and that got the 48 loose and got the 24 into the wall. So unfortunate finish, but really cool, right, to be able to hold off the 13.
Yeah, I'm seeing him pulling to the straight. I'm seeing in the comments that it might have been taken away from the 40. I'm not sure. So I think you see him stopping on the front straight. So we're gonna go to break, and we'll figure out see what happens if anything was called against the 48. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Up and there, he's actually starting his burnout. So yeah, I think that kind of confirms it. So 48 doing donuts. We'll let him have some fun here. Alright, so we're going to go to commercial break. We'll find out what happened officially, and we'll come back to you if anything changed. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Alright, and we're back here with your sixth place finisher. He was in sixth coming to the white flag, but he's going to finish in sixth. Bailey, man, what a finish. Walk through that entire last run. We saw you were constantly diving to the inside of the 48 of right, of limited success. You had some more success there at the end, but unfortunately you guys made some contact. So just kind of walk us through what happened there.
Yeah, throughout the race, the car took a few swings. I really liked running the bottom. It just gets too congested up top, and I mean, I don't know if dirty air is really that important here, but I was just like, I'm just gonna run the bottom, protect my right side, and that last run, the car just felt like a rocket, and I was me and Jeff were just going at it, and I was gonna race him clean the entire time, and I know the guys like to give me crap because our little contact at Indy, so and I like Jeff. He's a good racer. Anyways, I just got a little bit of tight on exit, and I mean, I think if it was in real life and not iRacing's physics, it just would have been a little touch, and we would have been able to race it out. But iRacing, you're gonna have to bounce off and then go to the inside wall and kill the car. So, but honestly, that was an awesome race. Congrats to Jeff, and congrats to all the other guys that had a good finish.
All right, that was Bailey Turner in the 24. I was saying happy birthday to you in the broadcast. Going to tell you now, happy birthday. I'm sure you wish it was just a little bit happier if you got first place, but thanks for talking to us.
Thanks, man. I'm going to go have an extra beer tonight.
You earned it. All right, next on the chopping block is going to be the 29 of Angelo Ronis. And Angelo, we saw you were running at the top of the field for most of the race, most of the middle of the race. On that last restart, you were stuck in behind the 6 Elliott Butler, weren't able to get around. Just kind of walk us through what you were trying to do, how you were trying to get out of that situation there.
I mean, there's not really much you can do. I mean, passing here is just very treacherous. So getting all the spots that you need, he had to do what he had to do, and not following him for that. But whenever you have one of the more dominant cars, and then you're just behind someone that only got there because they just did some strategy, it's definitely annoying.
Yeah, Angelo. Andrew, you want to take the rest of it away? I just saw your message.
I'll take care of Jeff.
Oh, you took yours? All right. But yeah, Angelo, do you think that if that you didn't get stuck behind the 6, do you think you had anything for the 48 or the 24? Or do you think it would have still been the same?
Me and the 48 were the class of the field, I would say, and it definitely felt good because all season I haven't really been contending, so this was a good night. But yeah, if it wasn't for that, it would have been between me and him.
All right, that's Angelo Ronis. He finished in 5th. Angelo, that was a solid finish. We'll see you next week.
Thanks.
All right, and next we're gonna talk to Elliott Butler. And Elliott, man, what a pit stop call there. Came in for 2 tires, and you're able to hold the position for quite a bit. You weren't able to hold first, but you were put back in 3rd place, and pretty much didn't leave it up until the end there. You ended up finishing 3rd, but man, what a call! What led you to make that call?
I just kind of figured that we hadn't run that many laps on the previous run, so I figured the left sides wouldn't be too bad. And I just kind of was stagnating around 7th or 8th all race, and I figured if I took 2, I wouldn't fall back any further than that, so it was worth the risk.
Yeah, and what was going through your mind when you had everyone behind you? Were you thinking at any point about letting a few guys go, or were you just planning on holding everyone up as much as possible, just waiting for a caution of anything?
That was pretty much the whole strategy. It was all about keeping as much track position as I could. I knew it could go green to the end, and if a caution came out, I wanted to be in a good spot. So really, I was just thinking, don't let anybody on the outside, because I could hold people off for a while, but on the inside. But if they got on the outside, they would just flounder.
All right, that was the 6 Elliott Butler. Finn had a solid 3rd place finish. We'll see you, Elliott, next week.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
All right, and now we're gonna talk to Eli Hinton. And Eli, man, I didn't think you were gonna be fighting for the win. I definitely thought you were gonna get a solid 3rd place finish there at the end. Didn't think you were gonna be fighting for the win on the white flag lap, man. Just walk us through what happened there.
Ooh, my heart is pumping after that one. Well, first of all, I just want to give a shout out to Jacob Hall. He's spotting for me and crew chiefing for me all night. But yeah, I think I was the fastest car on the long run out there, but sometimes things don't play out. I got into the wall and had to drop to the back. But then we're going there at the end and ended up getting clogged up and somehow got the 3rd after all that mess. And I was catching them, but I knew I wouldn't be able to catch them. But I had an idea that they would eventually, make contact. I didn't think they would actually wreck them. Kind of got fortunate, and then, Jeff was there. And yeah, I couldn't really do much. I thought I was going to get him, but I just couldn't get past him.
Yeah, were you
without wrecking them.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was just about to ask. Were you planning on trying to do anything, or are you gonna try to keep that as clean as possible, even though of how crazy of a finish that was?
Yeah, I was gonna try to wreck them, but especially after all the heat people give me, but yeah, I didn't want to wreck him. I thought I was gonna get him there at the line still through 3 and 4, but he got me by what was it, 9 thousandths of a second or something.
Yeah, it was a very close gap.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so yeah, fantastic finish. Great job there. It's a solid second place finish. I'm sure that's going to help you out in the chase. We'll see you next week, Eli. Where we're going, I don't know where we're going, but we'll see you next week.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, and last but certainly not least, Andrew, I'm going to let you take it away. We got our race winner, the 48 of Jeff Wright.
Alrighty, he's out of the car. Jeff Wright. Fans are going crazy. I tell you what, this guy does not have it easy when it comes to winning a damn race, man. Jeff Wright, come on over here, buddy.
I'm
Tell
here,
me about
Andrew.
that. Tell me about that finish, buddy. I mean, you and Bailey, yeah, I know you good buddies off the track, but when it comes down the track, you two seem to be getting together here and there. It seems we go back to the Indy Road Course there. He put you in the wall. Unfortunately, you probably could have won that too, but it seems overall you have a really hard time trying to pull these out. It's not easy, buddy, but take me through that last 2-3 laps, buddy. I mean, before the contact was made.
Yeah, I mean, I was just really trying to, not let him get to my outside. Obviously, he was running the bottom and I had the top. I kept getting good runs off, but you could see he'd dive right down to the bottom and get really close on me. But I just knew if I could keep getting that drive off, I could probably, hold on to this win. Then we got some contact, but that's short track racing. That's Bristol. And for the first 40 laps, we were door to door. I mean, he had to be getting frustrated. I definitely would be getting frustrated too, but what a finish there. I mean, I thanked Eli. You got to say thanks to him for not running me over. After I got in the fence or to the inside wall, the car would not turn. And you saw me bounce it off the wall there in turn 3 and 4 and hobbled it to the finish line. We got the W, but what a crazy race. It was a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, that was a crazy race. It seems to always be calm and collective here at Outsider Racing until the end. I mean, we've had a lot of crazy finishes here. It doesn't seem like nothing's predictable until that white flag waves. But other than that, you come away with the win, buddy. Is there anybody you want to thank here before we let you go?
Yeah, I got to thank the team, Dark Smoke Racing, putting up the practice sessions. And I got a feel for Angelo. He was, one of the fastest guys all night, led a ton of laps. And, just things didn't go his way on a restart. Got some contact, I think, with another car. But I know Angelo, he wasn't going to be an easy guy to pass for sure. So I know he really wanted to win a race, and he's been on it all year. So, shout out to Angelo. And I got to thank my spotter on the top of this place, who shall remain nameless, but he did a heck of a job as well.
Yeah, I'm sure the spotter was loud in your ear, buddy. But good job, buddy. We're gonna let you celebrate with the team. Dark Smoke Racing takes the victory with Jeff Wright and Finney and Zach. You guys did a good job. I'm gonna let you guys take it away, buddy.
Yep, thanks, Andrew. And yeah, again, Zach, what a fantastic race there at the end. And not even just at the end, too. That was a great race overall from all these guys. These guys put on a hell of a show all night. Very low on the cautions, which was nice to see. So, I think these guys put on a fantastic show, especially at the end there. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
I really enjoyed that race. There was a lot of really good racing to go around. When the cars were really bunched together from the odd slower car here and there, that's when the excitement went up to 11.
Yep, indeed. So yeah, next week we're going to be heading to Las Vegas for round 2 of the chase here for the Outsiders Racing League Cup Series. And looking at the points, Jeff Wright's going to take the lead. I think that's pretty obvious after what happened here. Eli Hinden's going to be in second. Alex Bell is going to be in third. Butler fourth. Ronis fifth. Turner sixth. Emerson seventh. And Lakatos in eighth. And Emerson and Lakatos taking big hits in the points. They're going to have to spend a lot of the next few weeks trying to make that up for tonight. But that's going to be all for tonight here. A fantastic race at Bristol. As per usual, but yeah, this is definitely a special one. But yeah, that was a great broadcast, and we'll see you guys next week, or actually, we'll see you guys tomorrow night for the 3-wide truck series. They're going to be at Dirt Charlotte, so that's going to be a fun combination with the trucks. So we'll see you guys then. For that, Tim TV signing out.